Hello everyone and welcome to the weekend. This is going to be the reading for March 21st and 22nd. If you were looking for the dailies this week, they will resume next week. I am on retreat as we speak. I'm recording this in advance, so I've been a little bit of a disruption, but regularly scheduled programming will resume next week as soon as I get back. Okay, some familiar faces already. So I like to do a 9-card block for the weekend because it's that sort of hinge between the 2 weeks. It's looking at where we've been, what's come to pass, and then, oh, there's the devil. YouTube is very precious about nudity, so bless its heart. We'll cover those guys up. Anyways, as I was saying, it's that hinge time. When we've completed 1 week, we're resting, the weekend has its own vibe, and then we're moving into looking ahead to what's to come. There's too many cards. Oh, okay, these two wanted to come out together. Justice, 5 of Pentacles. Oh, we gotta cover her up too. Bottom of the deck, we've got the Sun, so that's lovely. I'll put the Sun here for now. Okay, let's see what we've got. So, Eight of Pentacles in reverse, King of Pentacles, Page of Cups. So that Page of Cups came out around the moon time. What was that, Wednesday? So this is a continuation sort of from last week. Eight of Pentacles in reverse tells me 2 things, and I think the Eight of Pentacles came out for the week. So what that tells me here is 2 things. Number 1, the work might be completed. Whatever the task was for the week, not the grand work, but whatever the task was, whatever the thing that kind of needed to be gotten through in order to learn something. And I don't mean a grand lesson, I just mean learning, whatever that just next, learning how to, I don't know, build a gingerbread house. I don't know why that came to mind. That's a weird example, but it's something you haven't quite done before and you've got to go through the task in order to know the task. But it's like once you do it the next time, you've got it. So this was just going through the task, doing the due diligence of what needed to be learned. And now it's either completed and or you might be tired. It might just have been a grind all week, hammering away at that pentacle, and now you're a bit tired. So this is, for the time being, laying that work to rest because either you're finished or you need to step away for a minute because there reaches a point of the law of diminishing returns kicks in. You can't push through anymore because you're spent. So letting that work has been done through the week, and for the weekend, we're gonna let that work rest a little bit. King of Pentacles, and that's a little bit enjoying the fruits of the labor. The work has led to something. It's led to a bit more stability, a bit of having something to enjoy, to go forward with. And that King of Pentacles, I love the grapes all over him. This is some very joyful energy here. It's a little bit celebratory. It's, what is it, Dionysus? Or I'm getting my ancient deities mixed up a little bit, but there's a little bit of a sense of being able to indulge. Having done the work, sitting in a slightly better place. That Page of Cups came out for the new moon, that Pisces new moon. And here we have again the Page of Cups, and he's talking to the fish. So what did that moon give you? That's a good place to start this reflection, because we did have that potent moon midweek. So what did it ask you What task did it offer that needed to be completed? And now, having done it, what is it offering? What did that new moon say to you? And it probably said something pretty good, because the King of Pentacles is sitting pretty there, feeling comfortable, enjoying literally the fruits all around him of his labors. So this is just kind of a lovely, restful isn't the word, but it's that kind of joyful pause between things. It is weekend energy. It's that joyful pause between things. You worked all week, enjoy the rest. Enjoy that pause. Now, a little bit tougher energy here. 9 of Wands, the Devil, and the World. So this does confirm for me a little bit of that just weariness from everything. But this is also saying to me, where have you gotten a bit cynical? Where has that devil allowed you to think you're chained? And where has that perception of those chains kind of seeped into your mind and has you seeing shadows all around? This is the wounded warrior. Now, he's victorious. He has ground to stand on, but he's banged up. He looks quite weary and looks like there might be an enemy any which way he looks. And that can be destructive energy. That can cut you off from the world. So the world is the completion of a cycle. Maybe, what of this struggle? I'd say the struggle, this particular struggle, there's always a struggle, but this particular struggle is over. But the devil on your shoulder might still be telling you that it's not. So how do we reckon with that devil? Because this wants to close. It is time to close this. World completion. It's done. But just because something is done doesn't mean it's necessarily out of our psyche. So there might be a little bit of work to do here. Maybe dialogue with that devil a little bit. See what it has to say. Dialogue with the fears and the wounds. Dialogue with, I mean literally take out a journal and, write it out. But all of the hard work and the battles that have gotten you here, honor and recognize them. And if you honor them and ask them what their gift is and what the message is, that might, throw a little water on that devil. You might see where it might just lessen the devil's power. Because the devil speaks to addictions, attachments. And those addictions and attachments often seed in us because of difficult experiences we come through, and it becomes unhealthy ways of coping. And so whatever needs to be done to complete this, it's time to address and bring the grace and the freshness of that Page of Cups to this work. We all have this. There's no judgment in any of that. It's just, sun, bottom of the deck. Where do we shed that light so that we can turn the wheel? So moving down to the bottom here, Empress, 5 of Cups, and then these came out together. Excuse me, my voice. Justice, 5 of Pentacles. So the Empress, I'm now remembering that the King of Pentacles and the Empress came out side by side. I think it was the new moon reading. Yes, it was. Remember that she outranks everybody here. She is the divine feminine. I don't even care that that's a higher number. She still wins. This energy is so fertile and so abundant and so gracious and generous. We've got the 2 5s here. So this does speak a little bit more to what we're encountering here in this middle row. Maybe this is a little bit of what's to come. Because these 2 5s talk about loss, about a feeling of deprivation, and the need for balance. Now, I'm going to start over on the side. The Justice with the 5 of Pentacles. These people who are suffering and impoverished and have nowhere to be when it's snowing out, they need justice. They need charity, but really they need justice. What's gone wrong that they're in this situation? And that brings me back to this guy here, where he needs to turn around and see these 2 cups. The solution is not back here. The solution is ahead. And the Empress, being that ultimate abundance, there is enough to go around, but we're not seeing it. I'm noticing here the colors, because these colors of these cups and the spilled liquid here sort of match. You know, the green and the red here, see, matching her green and her red and the orange. So where have we spilled our Empress awareness, if you want to call it that? Where has the abundance been squandered? And where is that still hurting? Because there's some hurt here. There's some hurt. And it feels like this justice is to come. This feels for me a little bit like the chapter to come. But we got to turn this guy around. So there's some work to do ahead, but we need, remember the Empress is what's really coming. She's been allowed to be spilled. We've allowed that awareness that there is enough. Not just the awareness, the reality, the sharing of the resources. That was a big theme last week, you know, moving from the individual to the collective, whether that's a relationship, family, community, whatever. That's been spilled. And a lot has been lost, whether that's for you personally, whether that's collectively. Honoring that a lot has been lost, a lot has been gone through, resulting in these overturned cups. But it can be restored. But there's some work here. And shedding light on it is what's going to help. So, where has, you can reflect on this yourself, just like with the exercise with the Devil and our 9 of Wands here. Where has your, I don't want to bring in too many religious metaphors, but like the Garden of Eden, the loss of innocence and being cast out of the garden. She's in that garden. She is the garden. She's not just in the garden, she is the garden. And that's been lost here. So where has that been lost for you? And what justice is needed to come back in from the cold? Okay, I'm going to leave that there. I will see you in the next weekly reading. Take care.